morning, class. Today we're going to be playing a game called Musical Chairs. Whoever doesn't get a chair must answer a question.
I can only mean one thing. These days, all I do is wonder if you're bending over backwards.
Well, we can recognize what students bring to the classroom and pull from their life experiences to teach them about new concepts while drawing on students' strengths. So like funds of knowledge, like if their parents do carpentry or agriculture stuff, we can use that in the classroom and see it as a strength.
Late night when you need my love, call me on my cell phone.
Where they feel like the teacher has an invested interest in their education, they will be more willing to take risks when teachers encourage their effort and their development. Along with asking questions, teachers nurture their students' readiness and engage in these often animated discussions.
Oh shit! I didn't even go for it. And it's growth mindset and friends of knowledge. Growth mindset is that students' minds aren't fixed, but they're capable of expanding their knowledge with encouragement and practice. And then, like we said, for friends of knowledge, their students aren't blank slates. They have so much knowledge that they bring into the classroom from their communities and home. So we give students the voice and power to teach us.
Components that are essential for all work and activities are academic press, transformative work, and authenticity. For academic press, we want to create activities that are challenging for our students and that make them think critically about the work that they're doing. And of course, we can also incorporate scaffolding if we need it. And then transformative work, which creates activities that are relevant to students' lives and incorporates student justice. Then authenticity are activities that are actually relevant to the career or life path.
You have to sing these songs of freedom, 'cause all I ever have.
Oh man, I don't really know. I've never really been good at this.
Behaviors rely on the individual capabilities to expand their knowledge and experience.
Cognitive constructionists or constructivism challenge themselves through experiences with peers in their environment.
And social constructivists expand on their environmental experiences through the expertise of others and their own expertise through that experience to craft a dual narrative.
Oh, I think I kind of understand it now.
I say that. I love your mom and everything. See, I ain't the one who lay down. She want to rip you up, start a festival.
Work is explained in model. Instruction instructs students to take a leadership role. Modeling is repeated, and reminders of quality are often given, and teachers must monitor work, and growth is incremental and self-assessed and peer-assessed.
When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer.
The activity-based for activity stake and coverage-based teaching.
It's like I'm a dog. She looks like she's like a Julie in a bottle. Yeah.
The purpose of backward design is learning and teaching that is guided through assessment and data gathered instruction not only avoids committing either of the twin sins, but builds a foundation for formative and transferable knowledge that results in intended performance expectations.
Well, the brain damage, and brain damage on the mic don't manage nothing but making a sucker and you keep one. Don't be another sequel.
explanation, interpretation, application, perspective, empathy, and self-knowledge. And why that's important is because it can be used for blueprints for assessments, and they help provide helpful scaffolding for the second column by reminding us in general what understanding looks like.
Have you ever been coming down the stage?
Formative assessment is used on a regular basis throughout a single class period to determine both student learning and the trajectory of that learning. They're also done primarily at the end of class to determine where the next class should begin. Summative assessment is an assessment of where students lie at the end of a unit and kind of places them on a continuum among their peers.
I know, right?
Keeps raining down.
Directs attention to the intended learning, and points out strengths while offering specifics for improvement. It occurs during the learning while there is still time to improve before the final grading. Addresses partial understandings. Does not do the thinking for the student.
Here's the exit ticket that needs to be completed after class today. Everyone's going to come up and then you're going to find your name and you're going to place it under nailed it, kind of got it, or working on it, wherever you think you're at right now.
Okay, so in what ways do we use assessment in our musical chair activity?
So we wanted to get immediate feedback after the musical chair. So what we did was we put columns of I get it, I partially understand it, and I don't get it at all. So students will be able to walk up, get out of their seats, move around, and then put the sticky note on the column. So we'll be able to assess how much they've absorbed.
Mm-hmm. And then they'll put parts of what they get, what they are confused on, if it's just a specific part, and then they'll know like what parts we need to go back and focus on.
Okay, so obviously assessment is fundamental in classrooms. So how does that reinforce? How did our activity reinforce the growth mindset? What we did was, if one of the students didn't know the answer to the question or know the specific facts regarding the author or perspective or theory, we allowed the class to develop a deeper understanding of what they didn't know. So that also employs the social constructivist theory in terms of incorporating the other students into developing just kind of a deeper understanding.
And like when the student specifically said like I've never been good at school, that right there is like a red flag, and we should immediately address like a growth mindset that your mind is not fixed, and through encouragement and practice you'll be able to grow that mindset.
And giving the students supports that they need, whether it's more scaffolding or less scaffolding or redirection for like what we're doing, we can help them fix that mindset.
So assessment is also fundamental in the growth mindset too. So in what ways did we use backward design in designing our activity?
Well, we knew where we wanted the kids to be at the end of the activity. So once we knew where we thought we needed them to be, we had to go back and plan the questions and set up the list of like how to get them to that end assessment.
Yeah, and then the last thing that we did was the activity itself.
Right.
Look at it and design it.
Yeah, we created musical chairs after basically we want students to understand the just right challenge, learning theories, multiple intelligences, and then we came up with the activity.